Hi, today we will see the WebLogic directory structure. Until now we have installed WebLogic Server and created a domain. So now we will go through what all directories have been created. So we can see that in our directory means it will start from Oracle middleware. You can install it on C drive or on D drive or any other location where you want to. So the basic directory structure is like it will be C Oracle middleware. Inside middleware you will find logs, modules, user projects, uh, folder where your domain will be created. So it's again you inside user projects you will get base domain, the name of the domain, and you can give this is a base domain, and then you can these are the domain related files and folders like server security pending. So these all files and folders are related to domains for a domain level, and this is utils is another again on WebLogic server level, and this is the most important folder when you install WebLogic 10.3, where you will find commands like for creating domains, running pack commands and pack commands, starting node manager and all. So common inside common you will find bin deployable libraries, there be database and WLST and node manager property files, and then you have servers. Inside servers also there are very important files, and you have uninstallation also. If you want to uninstall WebLogic, you will find inside uninstall. So we'll go ahead and look into more in detail about directory structure. So middleware home for our WebLogic will be C Oracle middleware or any other directory where you have installed the Oracle middleware or anything like that. So by default it will be C Oracle middleware. So there are installed. So inside C Oracle middleware you will find two files, registry.dat and registry.xml. So this is the record of, so this file registry.xml will contain all the Oracle middleware products which you have installed on your system. So you can go ahead and and check what all components have been installed on your system in registry.xml. So but you should not change anything in registry.xml because WebLogic uses registry.xml. So if the file gets corrupted, it may corrupt your installation as well. So you just have to go and view it. Don't edit anything in registry.xml. So there are another folder named logs, where inside that you will find a logs. So logs which all, when was your WebLogic installed, what all components got installed, which all got added, which are not added. So you can get all the information in your logs. So in there will have a folder named modules. There are the modules jar file which are installed in Oracle Home. Means these are the jar file which WebLogic will use in order to complete your work. So we have a folder name as user project. This is the location where our domain will be created inside user projects domain. So we have got a utils folder. There are the different utilities jar files which are present in this utils. Like there you have got a bsu which is used for applying patches. There is an installation also inside utils. So you can go ahead and check what all things are there. And then we have the most important folder, WebLogic Server 10.3. This is the WebLogic Server home. So inside WebLogic Server you will find the common bin, and there are inside common bin you will find configuration wizards, creating domains, and all those type of things. Then there are sample codes and resources which you can use for testing purpose. And inside your servers you will find components like JDBC driver, Oracle WebLogic server jar, plugins information. Everything will be there inside your server folder. So there is another uninstall folder where you can go ahead and uninstall WebLogic. There will be uninstall.cmd. So for a domain, when you create a domain, the most important file, all the configuration related to the domain will go inside your config.xml file. This is the most important file for your domain. This is also known as the heart for your domain. So this is will be an XML file where all the configuration related to your domain will be written. Anything which you do on your WebLogic server, any configuration which you change will come and reflect in this config.xml file. So it is by default located at your C Oracle middleware user projects domains, your domain name and config directory. So you can go ahead and go to this location and find a config.xml, and you can check what all things are there in your config.xml. You can find your admin server, you can find your managed server, the port number on which they are running, and all the configuration which you do on your admin server will be present in this config.xml. Whenever servers start, it reads this config.xml, and then it checks the configuration. So now we will go ahead and check how to start and stop our WebLogic server. So so when you start your WebLogic server, it's by default sets the path and class path environment which it needs for its running. So this is we can set it by ourselves also by calling set WebLogic environment.sh or cmd. So this will be present inside your C Oracle middleware server bin. So you can go ahead and run this, and your environment variables will be set. Environment variables like path and class path will be set. And so we all our startup scripts for starting our managed server, our WebLogic administration server are being created at the time of installation. So we can go ahead and modify this installation, add some parameter which we want to add, and if you want to remove some parameter, you can remove, but and that is up to you. If you want to customize your startup scripts, you can go ahead and customize, but before doing all those things, you should first take a backup of your startup scripts, because if anything goes wrong, then you can use your backup file to start your WebLogic server. So so to run your deployed application on WebLogic server, we have to start its server configuration, everything, class path. So what is that path will include all the in, include all the executable programs, including the Java interpreter and all. So when we start WebLogic server, we will see what all path it sets, and class path will include the dependencies for the applications. So if your application is using some external jars, so you have to set them in the class path, so that while starting our WebLogic server, all these values are picked up and loaded, so that when your application needs, it is there in the memory, otherwise your application will fail. So how to start our WebLogic server? You can so first we have to start our administration server. So this is the first step. You have to go inside your domain bin, and you will find start weblogic.cmd. You just have to double click on it, and your admin server will start. So you can start it through WLST and node manager, and start menu, which is all present only in Windows. So you can go ahead in domain name bin server, and then you can just double click on it. It will start your WebLogic server. So it will first invoke setDomain.env command, which is there inside your bin only. It will, and in turn, this setDomain.env will invoke Java WebLogic server class, which is a Java class which will start our WebLogic server. So this is the info which you will get, like if you are using in production mode, if your domain is in production mode, you have to supply your username and password. You have to give the username and the password. Once you give the username password, then you will get some information like in the logs, like it is running, it is in running mode. So once you get this running mode, then you can go ahead and you are confirmed that your WebLogic servers are running, and then you can go ahead and open the admin console in the browser. So So you can start admin server from start menus in Windows. You can go in start menus, you will find your domain name, and there will be a command start admin server. So you can use the same, it will again invoke the same start weblogic.cmd command. Then there are two modes in which we can create a domain. The first is development mode. So in a development mode, you don't require passwords when you start your admin server. And there is a auto deployment folder which is present in development mode, where you just put your application and it will be automatically deployed on admin server. And in development mode, we use Sun Hotspot because it starts very, it does not take much time to start, because as compared to JRocket will take a lot of time to start, but JRocket will give you a runtime performance. So so this is the some of the difference between development and production mode. There are stricter security policies in production mode, because it is a production mode. You don't want people to start and stop your server, and you don't want your people to play around your production server. So the security is very high in production mode. Every time you start your server, you have to give username and password. But in development mode, there is a boot property file which have encrypted username and password, so you don't have to pass any password in development mode. So in development mode, you can there is a auto deployment folder where you can automatically deploy your application. It is not present in production mode. So in production mode, debugging is disabled, because we don't want to debug our application in production mode. So once we test our application, then only we will move it in production. So we don't want any changes in production. So debugging is disabled in production, whereas it is enabled in development mode. In development mode, we use Sun JDK, and in production mode, we use JRocket, which is being recommended by Oracle. So JRocket, you have if you are using JRocket for your production, it is very good for garbage collection, and it has got um, another capabilities like JRocket Mission Control, where you can see the JVM performance and other statistics, so that you can be aware of what is a JVM process, and what is the state of your JVM process, and what is the how it is functional functioning. Thank you.